Welcome back, NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we have something very interesting we're going to dive into. We've done a rainbow, we've done a little bit of Deep Purple, and we've done a little bit of DIO. But today we're going to dive into DIO completely and the band Elf as well. So this is a request. This is a marathon from NARVIK. And the way he titled it was literally this. He said, you love ELP and ELO. We've done some ELO. Maybe you love some ELF, Elf, right? So since he was the bassist and vocalist in this band, this a marathon is titled 70s Ronnie James Dio Marathon, mid-70s from 1972 to 1975. And now this is going to be a little bit different because these unfortunately are not on Spotify, so we're going to have to use the links, but they were provided by NARVIK and I already checked them and they're perfect. The audio is crisp and clean and wonderful. So we're going to start out with Rainbow, the only song that we're going to do with Ronnie James Dio in Rainbow, and then we're going to switch to Elf. So we're going to do Rainbow Temple of the King. Let's see if this is loud enough. Then we're going to start with the first Elf track, Nevermore. The second Elf track is Rainbow, maybe a dedication to his old band. And the fourth track is Happy, and we're going to finish it off with Wonderworld by Elf as well. So you're going to hear maybe a bunch of clicking because I have to switch between, videos. But perfect. So the first track, Temple of the King, I will use Spotify because it's just so much better, the quality. And then I'm going to start to use NARVIK's links. Okay. All right. So let's start off with Temple of the King by Rainbow. And this is from the album Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. First, looks like, 1975. So I think this is the first Rainbow album, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go. Temple of the King. Here we go. Enjoy. And also, please, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to request one of these marathons or a song, check out the description below. Okay. All right, here we go. Boom. Oh, whoa. Okay. No, that's not good. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I must say, I think this is my favorite Rainbow song so far. I mean, I've heard a lot of good stuff and it's heavy, but this is literally the best song I've heard from them so far. And of course it was NARVIK who showed it to me. Thank you, NARVIK. You're really opening up my musical horizons very, very much. Yesterday, Sound Struggle, Stars. Man, NARVIK is one knowledgeable guy when it comes to music. But this was just beautiful. I love that it was more like an acoustic track, beautiful, melodic, and the singing was beautifully laid down and recorded on both sides of the headphones. One was like an octave higher and one was lower. The solo Ritchie Blackmore played was freaking beautiful. Like literally, I must say this is my favorite Rainbow song so far. It was just beautiful. And then like friggin' fantastic. Thank you so much. That was really, really inspiring also. Okay, so now that we know that Rainbow can also play ballads beautifully, we're gonna continue with Elf. Now this is the song, let's see, this is the song called Nevermore. And let's see if there's some information on here. Released in 1991. Let's see. Oh no, this can't be true. Nevermore. Because, I mean, NARVIK said it was from the 70s. Let's see, I have Spotify pulled up. Okay, so Ronnie James Dio has always been the singer. Oh my god, David Feinstein. Oh my god, David Feinstein is in this band. I met David Feinstein when I worked in a gallery in Puerto Vallarta. He actually gave me his CD. Very small guy, very small hands, great guitar player. I can't believe it because Feinstein is such a memorable name. I just remembered him. He looked like a rock star. He looked like Gene Simmons. That's why I remember him. That's so cool that he's on this. I didn't know he was part of Elf. He didn't say anything. He just told me, this is my record. And it was like hard rock. Like I listened to it, I enjoyed it. Wasn't really my cup of tea because I was into like metal and shred and prog. But if he would have said I used to play in the band Elf, I would have reacted differently. Wow. Well, that's cool. So now, like, I actually met a member of Elf. That's crazy. Okay, it doesn't really matter when it came out. We're just going to listen to it, enjoy it, and we can still talk about that later. But, man, I hope I can... I think I still have his business card somewhere. I mean, it was years ago. It's like 2009 when I met him. He was in the gallery for like 30 minutes. We talked about all kinds of stuff. But he never mentioned that he was in the band Elf. Here we go. Well, Nevermore.
Can't remember how I got from here to there isn't any reason. Plain and simple, I can't recall anymore. Would be misleading.
Beautiful, the way he sang. Wonderful. Okay, tell you what, guys. Oh, okay, I put it again. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna get in touch with David Feinstein, and I'm gonna try and get an interview out of him, so he can tell us about Ronnie James Dio. And wouldn't that be something? Because I mean, he gave me his business card. He was open to more conversation. We really hit it off. I mean, he gave me his CD, like just like, hey, I have a CD in my car. Here you go. What a nice guy. And then he never said, maybe he did say I was a member of ELF, but who am I to know what ELF is? This is in 2009. I was fairly young, you know. So but I'm gonna get in touch with him. I'm gonna tell you, remember when you were in Puerto Vallarta in Galeria Factor Arte, and you were looking at the sculptures and you saw this skinny guy playing guitar in the corner? Because I was working there, but sometimes there were no people in the gallery. So I asked the owner, hey, can I take my guitar and play? Sure. I mean, as long as everything is clean and nice, and I would get there, clean everything. It would take me about 90 minutes. And then I was ready to, I did all the stuff on the computer, labels, pricing, everything, phone calls. But I could also practice a lot. So he saw me playing and he was like, what are you doing? What are you working on? And I was like, I'm just improvising stuff. And he really liked my playing. And but I'm going to try and get in touch with him and, land an interview. That would be wonderful. Now that I know this guy, I mean, we really liked each other. Okay, so back to the songs. Now we're going to do the song Rainbow by ELF. Here we go.
Lady, pick your feet up, come and lay beside me.
And I love his voice, so
Show
young.
me things I've never known before. 7 days of wonder, come and pray beside me. I guess I'm through believing
Nice,
no one's
beautiful.
waiting for me. Think I woke up living all my dreams. Your black eyes
That was great, man. I loved it. Really cool. There we go. Wow, what a great track, because it felt more like heartfelt. It wasn't too rock. It was just like it had like I said, a little bit of honky tonk. It felt you had that saloon vibe, you know, the piano. Oh, great, man! This was wonderful. I love it. And Ronnie is so great. Like his voice as a youngling, you know, is beautiful. I mean, he's just a great singer in any, I guess, age. Okay, so fourth track, and now I can't get this wish out of my head. I'm gonna write to him today, to David, and we're gonna make this happen. You'll see. Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Okay, so let's see. I just want to see the timeline when because it looks like he played with them from 68 until about 73, and then he left the band. David. Ronnie has always been part of the band. And that's what, and he told me, I used to work with Ronnie James Dio, and I was like, holy you know, I'm like, okay. And there was, I guess the internet was in its infancy. This was 2008. I guess there was Wikipedia, but I was, you know, when you're young, you're stupid. And also I heard a CD like once, and since it wasn't like Iron Maiden or Metallica or Dream Theater, you know, I brushed it off. Stupid, ignorant, you know, just an ignorant little child. Now I wish I had that CD. I'm sure it's still among my things that we had to leave in Mexico with some friends. All of our DVDs, we had hundreds of DVDs, Alexa and I. So I'm sure it's there. Or I brought it, but I don't think so. I would have seen it already. I already brought my old Yngwie Malmsteen CDs. That's it. But I'll try to make this happen. Wouldn't that be cool, NARVIK? I could dedicate this to you, even, you know. Now that you brought out the elf, you know, and the videos. Okay, so now fourth song, and this is called Happy. Here we go.
Very, very
Same album, Carolina County Ball.
so happy, very, very happy for you. Looking round every corner, I'm happy to see that you're happy. Special situation. But now you're happy. Crazy kind of feeling, hanging from the ceiling with a bag tied over my head.
That piano just gives it something very special.
Let the sun shine in. But now you're very, very happy that you're so happy. Very, very happy for you. Looking round every corner, Lord, I'm glad you're happy. Hey.
Nice. Beautiful blues improvisation here on the piano. Very cool, man. Very cool track. I love the whole ending there. It was just like this longer fade out, but it was just perfect with the drumming intensity and the solo. You couldn't really hear it because of the chorus, but it was there. Really nice, really nicely performed. So, okay. So while I was listening to this, I already found David's Facebook. I'm gonna write him right now after the video. And he just released a new album. That's awesome. Yeah, David Rock Feinstein. Holy crap. I can't believe it. Can't believe I know this man. I'm sure he remembers me. I mean, that is so cool. Yeah, he plays with the Rods. He used to play with Elf. Man, that is so cool. Cool. All right, so let's continue. We're going to do the last song of the marathon. This is called Wonderworld by Elf, and here we go. Very cool cover, man. A string section does so much for a band. So good.
Touch me, I feel. Take me, I'm real. Drift away into the night. I'm the light.
Yes, wow, great. This was amazing. What a great band. What a discovery. I have no idea. I had heard of Elf. A friend of mine, I think, spoke about them. Never heard them. Never was able to buy a record. So I just forgot about them, you know. So when I got this request, I was like, wow, that's interesting that NARVIK knows like Elf, and who are they? And then when I opened this email, basically it said, well, Ronnie James Dio marathon. So, and then I looked into Wikipedia, because sometimes I don't want to look like a complete, idiot. So I kind of connected the dots, and then I open up and I'm like, okay, Ronnie James Dio, and then I say David Feinstein, and then that's when it like, wait a minute, I've never heard that name again. I remember this name, and then I look and this is the guy. And then it just like, I went back to 2008 when he walked, to 2009 when he walked into the gallery, and he's like, so he saw me playing, and then he's like, yeah, I'm a guitar player myself. And I mean, he looked the part. He had the long hair, the leather jacket, he just looked like a rock star. He looked like literally like Gene Simmons. And then he's like, well, my name is David Feinstein, David the Rock Feinstein. And I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. And I'm completely ignorant, of course. And then he's like, well, you know what? Let me go to my car. I'm going to get you a CD of mine. I'm like, seriously? Yes. So he got me the CD, and then and then he just stayed there. We talked about art and everything. I showed him the gallery, blah blah blah, and he's like, yeah, I used to play with Ronnie James Dio. And I thought for a second, like, I mean, that's who, I don't know this stuff. And because he could be anyone, and like I said, the internet was just like, I mean, yes, it's not in his infancy, but I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, even now when I look him up, it's kind of like hard to find him. I had to go to Facebook and stuff. So I saw him. So I was like, okay, well, I guess. And I didn't really know who Ronnie James Dio was. I know he's a singer, but I know he has a song, Holy Diver. Basically, that's all I know. I didn't know he was in Rainbow, and then he was in Deep Purple, or I'm sorry, in Black Sabbath, all the stuff. But now I'm connecting the dots right now at this moment. So yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys. This was a lot of fun. Let me know in the comment section, would you like me to get in touch with him and land an interview? Because I mean, that's what we did basically. I mean, the other it was a little bit different, the other interview, and maybe he's gonna say no. So I can't promise you. Everybody has their schedule. Maybe he's too busy. Right now I want to get in touch with somebody else, a drummer of a very, very important musician that everybody knows. But I mean, if I can get in touch with him, and it would be fun, Alexia and I, talking to him, and maybe he can tell us all these tales about the band and Elf and his solo career, and so I guess that would be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, NARVIK, for this request. This marathon was amazing. I love the band, very versatile, not just rock. There were a lot of nice slow parts. Also, the Rainbow song was just beautiful. Like I said, for now, my favorite Rainbow song so far. Could still change, but I mean, just Elf in general was beautifully played. The first song was great, a little bit proggy. Then the next two were a little bit on the slower side, and then the last one was just beautiful, the way it all finished and tied together. So thank you, NARVIK, once more for your amazing, you know, knowledge about bands, and your requests are so important. I mean, yesterday I was literally doing like this. I was helping my brother in Germany translating from German into Spanish, and we have to like do this really exactly, like really like this is like for offices and stuff, so it has to be very. So I was listening to Rhapsody, and I was like, you know, listening to Rhapsody, and it was relaxing the hell out of me. So, you know, you've really brought some really important music into my life that I listen to. So thank you again, NARVIK. Thank you everyone in the comment section, everyone who was watching this. I hope you enjoyed. If you're a fan of Rainbow or Elf, or, you know, Ronnie James Dio, or even David Feinstein, let me know, you know. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.